Hi friends, welcome back to the garden. This year I'm getting started in the garden a little bit late. It is the middle of March and I am putting in my starts just now, and I am going to be starting my seeds directly in the ground today or tomorrow. But I have been doing a lot of work in the garden before that because last year we had a lot of drought. So this year I am focusing on putting drip irrigation in all my garden beds here at the front, where I produce a lot of my vegetable gardens, and I want to be able to have drip irrigation here to get a better yield this year. This is Luna. She now talks a little bit and she really loves to hold the camera. So hopefully she will let me talk to you guys, and she'll do some of the recording this year, I hope. So let me show you what the vegetables I have are. These are all the vegetables that I have grown from seed. I have kale, lettuce, tatsoi, and I have some turnips here. I have been laying down soaker hose in these 4 raised beds here so that I can turn on the spigot and have them rip for a while. I have tried this in the past, but I didn't put enough tubing, so it didn't soak this soil enough. So I'm hoping by doing 3 loops per bed now, that's going to be enough. Hopefully, we'll see what happens. I also have some concerns because I have seen a bunny around here this year, and for the first time ever I also found deer tracks at the front of the house here. So maybe there's a deer that's going around. My wife saw 1 deer. We have never seen deer in the neighborhood. So because I have seen those 2 things, I am putting up this little tubing that I've had this for over 10 years. I don't never use it, but I'm going to be putting a little fabric cloth on top of this raised bed to protect from the bunny, at least until these get a little bit larger, and hopefully I'll take it off, and hopefully the deer doesn't stop by and make a mess or eat our stuff. Anyways, Luna, what are we working on today? Are we planting some vegetables?
Yes.
Show us the vegetables that we're going to be planting. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Okay.
Okay, and then step back. Way back there. Way back there. Okay, so we're going to be planting the kale first, and hopefully Luna does a nice job at recording us. I'm going to put the 4 kales that we have. We don't need a ton of kale at our house. Record this, please. Record this. Okay, Papa needs to hold the camera for 1 second. I will give it back to you. I will give it back to you. Here's what the layout looks like right now. And I am halfway here because the rest of this bed is strawberries. But I'll still put some lettuces in between here and there.
Fail, I pop up you. No. Fail.
And this is what the planted bed looks like now. I put a bunch of lettuce in between here. I split them up from the original container, so I hope they root out. These over here I planted the whole plug, but then these over here I split up the plug that had like 10 or so lettuces in it, and then I put like 2 per hole. So hopefully one of those survives. And check out this, the asparagus from last year is coming back. I started them from seed, so they take like 2 to 3 years to produce a real crop, but this year I might be able to eat a few of these spears. And over the years I have grown a ton of garlic, so sometimes I miss one, and then you end up with garlic, little garlics that look like this. Let me show you. If you forget to harvest a garlic, then the garlic inside there splits into the cloves, and then you get 4 or 5 plants. So I had a bunch of those here, but the problem with that is if you don't separate them out, they don't produce a lot of cloves. So instead I dug them out and then I put them here. So now I have a row of garlic, and this is going to be covered by this fabric cloth because the garlic has leaf miner grubs that come and eat it here. I have never had any problems with garlic, but last year the leaf miners came into my yard and decimated my crop. So this year I've learned my lesson, so I'm going to put it under cover. I have a ton of other vegetables in the greenhouse. I have like 5 more trays, like the one I showed you at the beginning. So I need to plant those into the ground. Not tonight probably, but maybe in the next few days. And I'm going to be using the 4 raised beds that I have here in the front to the maximum capacity this year. This year is going to be very important to be growing a lot of food because prices at the grocery store are really getting expensive, and if we grow our own food we can save a lot of money by saving on those vegetables. This is what the garden bed looks like at the front right now. I have 4 large raised beds. They're about 36 inches wide, and I think it's 14 feet wide, something like that. And then these 3 beds here, I am going to make them one whole bed. I'm going to get rid of the little sections in between and make it one raised bed, so I can put some sucker hoses in between here as well. And check out my patch over there, that's for the flowers. So I'm going to be using this row cover here to keep the plant safe from the rabbit that I have seen, and also to provide a little bit of warmth right now because the nights are still dipping into the 30s. So hopefully they'll be fine. This is what I bought, and I bought it on Amazon last year. I never used it last year, but this year I'm going to use it. And I'm going to set up a second one over there as well so I can have extra vegetables on that side. So hopefully you are getting your garden started like I am, and this year it's going to be super important, like I said before, to grow a lot of foods because if the prices of food keep increasing, we can hedge the inflation by growing our own food as well. So thanks so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you on the next one.